I've been waiting for this day for so long, and now that it's finally here, I have butterflies in my stomach. I'm nervous. I couldn't sleep last night. We're headed to Thailand, baby. So this video is just about the preparation that went in to getting to this point of being able to leave today. So I live in Tucson, Arizona, and it's very expensive to fly to Thailand from Tucson. So I have learned over the years, this will be my third time going to Thailand, that it is so much cheaper if we fly out of LA. So that's what I did. And I have flown different airlines. Last year we flew Japan Airlines, and the year before that we flew EVA. This time we are flying Singapore Airlines. And we are actually kind of making this 2 trips in one. We have a very, very long layover coming and going. And so we are going to be able to go out into Singapore as well and explore Singapore on our way to Koh Samui, Thailand. So in order to go out and enjoy Singapore for the day, we had to complete a Singapore arrival card online in the My ICA app, and it was very simple. We just put our information in as far as what airline we flew in on, if it was a day trip or if we planned to spend the night there. It was very easy, and I hope things go really smoothly in Singapore. To get to LA, I booked a flight on Southwest Airlines, and so I'll be leaving from Tucson to LA. It's a direct nonstop flight. There was only one today from Tucson, and so I snatched it up. Now I will be getting into LA very, very early. My flight to Singapore doesn't depart until 11 p.m. tonight, and so I arrive into LA at like 2:30 this afternoon. But my other options were to kind of bounce around the country, and I don't want to do that because with me taking an international flight, I want to make sure I am at the airport in a timely manner. If you saw my post from last summer, I flew up to Portland, Oregon to visit my daughter. It was supposed to be a very simple flight, and I ended up, when I returned, it took me like 2 days to get home because I was stranded in Salt Lake City. And so I don't want that to happen. I don't have time to miss my international flight. So we're gonna get into LA around 2:30. We're gonna have a lot of time to kill, so hopefully we can go out and explore LA for a short while. That was my breakfast, coffee and cookies. And now I might as well address the elephant in the room. I'm orange. Yesterday, well, my daughter got a spray tan 2 days ago and she looked fantastic. So yesterday I said, you know what? I think I'll get one too. Now I haven't gotten one in probably 15 years. It'll probably be another 15 years before I do that again. I'm orange. Hopefully it wears off. I'm kind of embarrassed by it. Well, if I'm gonna make today happen, I better go get ready. I'm gonna show you how I packed. I'm allotted on Asian Airlines to have 2 bags for travel purposes, and this is how I packed for checking my luggage. My actual clothing is in that red suitcase. And I didn't bring very much because I'll just have my laundry done there. But I went ahead and put it inside this big suitcase so I can bring stuff back. So yeah, going there, I just have this 1 suitcase. Coming back, I'll have 2. Now, I could have waited until I got to Singapore to exchange some money, or I could have gone to an ATM and withdrawn some money there. But I will be on a mission to try as much Singapore hawker center food that I can possibly try, and I don't want to dilly-dally and waste time. So I got some money from my bank. Let me show you what Singapore dollars look like. This is what they look like. This is 200 US dollars, and I was able to get 240 Singaporean dollars. So yeah, that's what they look like. I think they're pretty. I like the see-through part. So most of Singapore will take credit cards, but at the hawker centers, they take cash. That is why I wanted to get a little bit of money before I left. And just so you don't think I'm a big pig and I'm gonna spend $240 at the hawker centers, that is actually for 2 people, my daughter and myself, and it's for 2 days in Singapore. I am a pig, but not that big. Walking from Terminal 2, where Southwest Airlines is, and we are going to Terminal 3 at LAX, which is the international terminal. And I hope they check our bags early. If not, we'll just walk back and meet Jen at Southwest when she arrives. Well, this is how our trip is going so far. Megan and I made it to LAX around 2:30. Jen got in at 4. So Megan and I were going to go and drop off our luggage in the international terminal. And when Jen arrived, we would know exactly what to do, and we would take her to drop her luggage off, and then we would go out to eat. No, that didn't happen. Right, Jen?
Look at my outfit.
You are so stylish. We went to drop off the luggage, and Singapore Air doesn't even open until 7:30 at night because our flight is not leaving until 11. So there was no place to drop our luggage. We asked at the information desk, and no, there's no place. They don't have storage here either. So there's no place to store our luggage and no place to go ahead and check it. So we took our luggage back to Terminal 1 or 2, whatever Southwest was, and we waited for Jen, and Jen arrived. And then we thought, okay, we'll take a taxi and we'll go and get In-N-Out Burger. It was only about a half a mile or so away from the airport. So we finally found where taxi and ride shares were located, and we got a cab driver who he was having a bad day and he didn't want to take us the half a mile, and he was going to charge us $25. And I said, you know, it's okay, you know, because he was like, you didn't get in the other cab. And I said, that cab driver said that our luggage wouldn't fit. He had a very small car. And he goes, he just didn't want to take you. So he just made us feel like he didn't want to take us either. And I said, you know what, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So we walked away, and I looked on my Uber app to see if I could get an Uber. And the Uber was $30. And I said, well, shoot, we should have taken him up on the offer for $25, but he was just in a foul mood. And honestly, I don't want to give someone my money when someone is in such a foul mood. Forget that. So we ended up going to 7-Eleven and we got a slice of pizza and we ate it on top of our luggage. And now we're just waiting until 7:30 at a Starbucks. I think I'm gonna go get a drink. And we'll eventually get our luggage dropped off. We made it onto our flight to Singapore, so we'll see you in Singapore soon.